Are you applying for a civil service job and wondering what on earth recruiters actually mean by behaviors? Or maybe you're looking to take that next big step in your career and you want to know how the expectations change as you climb the grades. Well, in this explainer, we are breaking down exactly how civil service behaviors differ across all grade levels so you can understand the expectations and completely ace your next application or interview.
We've got a really great roadmap today. We'll quickly cover what behaviors are and the 6 grade levels before taking a deep dive into 2 specific examples, seeing the big picture and changing and improving. Then, we'll wrap up with how these are assessed and share some top tips for candidates.
What are behaviors? Okay, let's dive right in and get our bearings. The civil service uses the success profile framework to recruit talent. This was a deliberate move away from purely competency-based systems to give recruiters a much more holistic view of candidates. While a success profile looks at your strengths, your abilities, your experience, and your technical skills, behaviors are a massive piece of this puzzle. They make up one of the 5 core elements used to find the absolute best possible person for the job.
So what exactly are they? In simple terms, behaviors are the actions and activities that people do which result in effective performance in a job. Recruiting managers are looking for these observable actions because they can actually be measured, and that helps predict what your future performance in the role will likely be.
Section 2. The 6 grade levels. Now, this is where it gets highly specific. These behaviors are definitely not one-size-fits-all. They are precisely mapped to the grade level of the job you're targeting. The framework is divided into 6 distinct levels. It spans all the way from level 1, which covers administrative assistants and officers, right up to level 6 for directors and directors general. Now, looking at the sheer scale of all this, it might seem a bit overwhelming, but don't panic. The good news is you won't be asked to demonstrate every single behavior for a role. Recruiting managers are going to choose a targeted selection that's best suited for that specific job.
Section 3. Deep dive into seeing the big picture. Let's zoom in on a specific behavior and watch how expectations actually evolve across these grade levels.
At level 1, the entry level, it's really about understanding your immediate responsibilities and how they contribute to your team's priorities. It's kind of like looking at a local street map. But step up to level 3, the middle management tier for HEO and SEO equivalents, and that map zooms out to a regional scale. Now you're expected to understand the strategic drivers for your area of work, align your team's activities with wider organizational priorities, and proactively spot emerging trends.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive jump to executive leadership. By the time you reach level 6 as a director or director general, the scale is totally global. You literally have to shape the department's role in delivering civil service priorities in the national interest. You aren't just aligning with strategies anymore. You're designing long-term strategies that add real, lasting change to the nation, well beyond the civil service itself.
Section 4. Deep dive into changing and improving. Let's look at another great example to see how your scale of influence and innovation grows as you climb the ladder. At level 1, your focus is mostly on your immediate environment. You're reviewing your day-to-day ways of working, suggesting improvements, and keeping up with new digital technologies. It's like being a single essential turning gear. But step up to level 3, and you essentially become the engineer of the whole automated factory flow. You have to work with others to actively simplify processes to use fewer resources, and you're expected to take managed risks by considering the varied impacts on a diverse range of end users.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the executive shift at level 6. At the director level, you aren't just taking managed risks within a system, you are constructively challenging the bureaucratic decision-making and resourcing structures of the civil service itself. Your job is to create an overarching culture of innovation, flexibility, and responsiveness where everyone feels safe to challenge the status quo.
Section 5. How are behaviors assessed? Okay, let's zoom back out to the holistic view. We know what these behaviors are and how they scale. But transitioning to the practical side, how do recruiters actually test you on this stuff in the real world?
Depending on the grade and role, recruiting managers can assess your behaviors at various stages, and honestly, in a lot of different ways. This can be through your initial application form or CV, situational judgment tests, or highly structured interviews. It might even include written analysis, presentations, or a full assessment center where you have to demonstrate these behaviors in real time.
When you're asked to give examples of these behaviors, I have some fantastic news for you. They do not just have to come from your current job. It's all about the action, not the paycheck. You can draw on real-life examples from volunteering, work experience, or even a hobby, just as long as it clearly demonstrates the behavior required for that specific grade.
Section 6. Top tips for candidates. So the crucial point here is how you apply all of this to your next application. Let's move into some actionable takeaways to make sure you put your best foot forward.
Step 1. Always read the job description carefully to find out exactly which behaviors are being assessed so you can target your examples. Step 2. Focus on your actions and results, and remember, there is absolutely no expectation for you to match every single part of a behavior example perfectly. Just show a solid understanding of what's expected overall at that level. And Step 3. The civil service is an inclusive workplace. If you need reasonable adjustments for any part of the recruitment process, like maybe more time for a test or documents in large print, do not hesitate to ask the recruiting manager.
Understanding how these behaviors scale is literally the key to unlocking your next promotion. It completely changes how you view your daily work, your broader impact, and your potential leadership capabilities. So take a look at the success profiles for your target grade and ask yourself, which civil service behavior are you going to master next?